EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for December 7th, 2022. It is Pearl Harbor Day for all of you history buffs out there. It is also Wednesday and the middle of the work week. And the Wednesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by the Walters and Zarinsky team at Keller Williams Real Estate, serving all of Lehigh, Northampton, and Carbon counties in Pennsylvania, as well as Bucks, Berks, and Schuylkill counties, at least parts of those counties. Prices are finally beginning to level off in this market, but inventory remains low. The Walters and Zarinsky team, with over 20 years of full-time real estate experience, specializes in residential resale properties, working with buyers, sellers, and real estate investors. With the mention of this ad, the Walters Zarinsky team will offer a free 1-year home warranty for either the purchase or sale of your home, or an equivalent credit or discount with any successfully closed real estate transaction. They can be reached at 610-867-8888, proud sponsors of the Wednesday video forecast. So today, still have a few showers hanging around, but it's not going to be anything like we saw yesterday. Yesterday, we had a decent amount of showers that evolved into steadier periods of rain, some heavier rain mixed in there too. Some areas did go over the 3/4 of an inch threshold, including in my backyard, which is now exactly at 1 inch here at the time the video was recorded just after midnight. So we have a few showers coming through today. They're going to be in two batches. One's going to go off to the north right here and affect our northern areas. The other ones are going to be across the south. Those are the two batches. In the middle, you're not going to see too much today, but this is just going to happen most likely in the morning as we get over to the NAM high-res future simulated radar. And I'm going to start this off at 8 o'clock in the morning, as you see in the upper right-hand corner where they have the timestamp there for the video. So this is 8 o'clock here, and again, you have two main batches of precipitation. One's going north and one's going south. So there's the first one here. Here's the second one here across the Delmarva. So in between, nothing, right? Nothing in between there. So just some clouds, maybe a stray shower, but you're really not dealing with too much. It's really those two main batches. And this is going to go through the course of the morning. Right now we're looking at 11 a.m. And then here's noon, 1, 2, 3, and it's out of here, okay? So there's going to be a cold front that's going to move through this. The associated cold front is going to move through overnight, evening and overnight tonight. And when that does so, we are going to turn cooler, but not right away. The cold air push behind this cold front is not going to be realized until we get to Friday. So tomorrow, yes, it does go down in temperatures from the 50 to 59 we're expecting ahead of that frontal boundary today, because all day during the day today, we're going to be on the leeward side of that cold front, and on the opposite side of that front on Thursday, it's going to lower a little bit. 47 to 55 is a temperature spread. That's really not too much lower. It's really not until Friday will we get into lower temperatures, and that remains that way for the next several days behind that, okay? So let's get into what the weather is expected for this period. Now, we were always talking about this late week system, what's going to happen on Friday. Friday, I do not think for the majority of the region, the vast majority of the region, like 90% of the region, is going to see nothing from this on Friday. Nothing at all. Our far southwestern areas, meaning when you get down to like Franklin County, Adams County, Cumberland County, I'm trying to think of counties down there. Cumberland County, maybe even Dauphin, Lebanon, Lancaster as an outer extreme. But you might see in some of those areas a few snowflakes, okay? That's it. That's all we're dealing with here on Friday. Because Thursday, in between that, we're expecting a partly sunny day and temperatures, again, 47 to 55. This is tomorrow. Once we get to Friday, here's this next system. It's going to really kind of go split into two different parts. And you have one part going south, another one coming a little bit further north. But this is all squashed to the south. So all the precipitation is limited to west of our coverage area, and then maybe clipping south central PA as on its way out. Of course, northern Maryland will be part of that as well. And then this continues off to the south and east. Very weak, very sheared out. So all week we were trying to make a case of where the high position was going to be. Was this going to be a little bit further north? It might allow the system to come further north and give more of our area some light accumulating snow. As it turns out, the high pressure is too strong, too far south, and that is universally modeled across all guidance. So there's really nothing showing anything further north now. So we're pretty much sold on the idea that Friday will not be a big deal. However, there is a clipper system behind that, and I'm going to switch this to a precipitation type radar just so you can see. Here's where that snow is, okay? It's across parts of western Pennsylvania, and might clip south central PA on the way out, but nowhere else. And then Saturday is an in-between day where we have partly mostly cloudy skies, cooler temperatures, Look at the system up here. It's not really much, but there's a little bit of a piece of northern stream energy is going to move across the region, we think, on Sunday afternoon, evening, and overnight, right? It might provide a few snow showers with this, and there could be some minor accumulations with this if this holds. Right now, this is going out to all the way through Sunday night, and there is the opportunity for at least our northern areas to get into that, okay? Across the Poconos, north central, northeast PA, could get into the snow, and then and start off as light rain showers further southeast when you get to like I-78 from Harrisburg over to the Lehigh Valley and parts of northern New Jersey. And then as you get in the overnight, that does change over to snow in those areas as the colder temperatures work in. Because I will tell you right now, Sunday is not going to be, for most areas, it won't be cold enough to support snow and sticking snow. It might be snowing and not necessarily sticking, that kind of thing. Once you get in the overnight, temperatures might be a little more conducive for that. But even so, you're only talking about like coatings to an inch, 2 maybe, in the higher elevations. This is not a lot of precipitation with this either. And then once we get to Monday and Tuesday of next week, we expect skies to become partly cloudy and temperature going to slowly moderate. Now, we were talking about a pattern change here coming right around. Actually, when we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, it looked like it was going to be right now. Today's cold front would have done the trick. Well, that's not going to be the case. We're going to have a little bit of a backup by about a week, okay? So the permanent or semi-permanent change to the pattern, we're expecting consistently colder temperatures, is not going to happen until after the turn of the middle of the month. So it's more likely going to be around the 16th, 17th time frame. We're looking at something permanent. That's going to be after this cold front comes through. This cold front right here that's expected right at the middle of the month. This is the 15th of December. This is getting out here a ways beyond our 7-day comfortable outlook. I just want to give you an idea of what's coming. So you have this rain, maybe starting off as snow initially, and then you have rain moving through the cold front. I think this is the one that finally changes the pattern. This is going to be, this is the overnight between the 15th to 16th, so that would be the 16th. According to the European model for this change. GFS is doing something similar. Here's that weekend system, or here's that system going off to south on Friday. So the GFS agrees now. Here's that system on Sunday. Again, northeast PA gets into some snow here. Might sneak down to I-78 maybe. We'll see. Right? Very light though. And then here's the pattern changing cold front. Has the same thing. Maybe a little bit of snow to start it initially, but then the cold front changes everything over to rain. And this moves through here on the 16th. So that means behind this, 17th and beyond, you're in this pattern change. This is a pretty cold temperature. So the models are agreeing. That's a good thing. We have agreement. This is good. Now, I know we have spent so much time on what was going to happen Friday night, and they were all confused and rushing the pattern change, and they're confused of what kind of systems we're going to be dealing with and when. I think we're finally getting a better handle on this now, and it's becoming more clear. So I think when we're looking at any storm signals, that's going to come beyond this point. We look for something maybe right around the 19th, 20th, 21st. Look in that time frame there. I think that might be our first legitimate winter storm signal, something of substance that was going to produce several inches of snow across parts of the region. So it's not going to be until then, until we get this permanently changed from a up and down pattern like we've been in to something more consistently below average. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for December 7th, 2022. Have a great Wednesday.